That a white police officer in Ferguson fatally shot an unarmed black teenager is not in dispute. Almost everything else is.
The case is seen very differently whether you're African American or whether you're, white.
Lawyer Debbie Hines, who blogs about the Ferguson shooting, notes one survey indicating that 80% of black adults believe the case is about race. Among white respondents, that number drops to 37%. Many of those who see race as a key issue in the teenager's death want discrimination addressed on a national level. The civil rights group NAACP has asked the Justice Department for policy changes to address police violence against black Americans. Among their demands, more diversity in law enforcement and more police officers who are members of the community they serve. Experts on the interaction between police and minority communities say this is key. Public policy expert Elsie Scott helped diversify New York City's police force.
Because of this distrust and this disconnect between the black community and the police, you can still end up with a major incident if you have not engaged your community, if you don't have black people on your police departments.
That disconnect in Ferguson is stark. A nearly all-white police force in a largely African-American city. For some, the issue of race can obscure the particulars of an individual case. Bill Johnson represents police unions in Washington.
And like it or not, and regardless of the color of the people involved, regardless of the socioeconomic standards, regardless of the history of the police department, for an individual officer, if his or her life is threatened, or if they reasonably believe it's threatened, they have the right to use force.
He also argues that putting minority police in minority communities is not the solution.
If you pursue that and it goes too far down that road, it really ends up with a form of kind of insidious discrimination that's there. And I think that it doesn't solve the problem. I think if you send a message also that to a community of color that, well, you can't trust the white officer.
The Justice Department is conducting probes into Michael Brown's death and the Ferguson Police Department. The initial investigation does not include a review of the hiring practices that made the Ferguson police an almost exclusively white force in a majority black city. Victoria Macchi, VOA News, Washington.